should the party go? The next few days? The next few weeks?
All summer long, baby! We NBA champ!
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip.
Thank you. And like they said, enjoy this moment, and have fun with it. Ha, ha, ha.
Hello there, Mikey. It's Matthew, Slurred Word Sports. I do want to say something, Mike. I gotta say something. Top of the episode, I just want to lay it down. I don't want to dance around it, okay?
Okay.
I'm not having it. I'm not dealing with this, you root for a cheater. Oh, you go for a guy that cheats. Oh, man, who's your offensive tackle? A cheater? I'm not having it.
Well,
not having it. Taylor Lewan is not a cheater. He is being framed because, frankly, all the defensive ends in the NFL are scared because they know they're going to get 0 sacks if he was their starting tackle. So they had to give him a tainted badge. They had to sneak into his room at night, Mission Impossible 3 style, taint his badge.
All right. That's not what I wanted to start with, but we can go right into it if you want.
I'm just saying.
We haven't talked about it in a long time. Taylor Lewan.
I know you're going to call him a cheater.
He is a cheater.
I'm not having it.
He is a cheater.
No, he's not. He is.
And he's a cheater, and he has to serve his time. He's going to miss 4 games. The thing is, I'm not the most worried about him being a cheater. I think he just let down his teammates. He let down his fans. This was a team that needed. This could be a playoff run year. This is a huge year.
The polygraph.
This is Mark. Yeah, I did see the polygraph. This is Marcus Mariota's. I don't actually know the results of the polygraph, but I know he took a polygraph.
The results were
inconclusive.
He was not lying when he said he did not know he said he did not willingly or did not know of any illegal substances he took. Here's the thing. The stuff he got caught for, he got it from a supplement that is on one of the NFL. It's allowed. The supplement, they think it's a reputable source. He just got a bad badge, and it flagged him. And here's the other thing, too. I just want to say, if he was a purposeful cheater, he'd be the worst one ever because the amount of the substance he got flagged for, the amount he took, doesn't give you any benefits. It's such a small amount that it's like it would be pointless.
Huh. So he's dumb and a cheater. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it's not. He's not. I don't want. Look here. The Titans, we deal with adversity. We keep pushing. Mm-hmm. It's adversity. I get it. You're going to bring it up.
Have you guys ever overcame adversity?
It's in the past.
You ever overcame adversity?
What?
You ever overcame adversity?
Yes.
You may have dealt with adversity. Has the Titans ever actually come through and succeeded when adversity's been dealt to them?
Okay, look, we've had a winning record for the past 3 years, and our starting quarterback gets hurt every other game. I feel like that's adversity, and I feel like that's overcoming it. Not to mention the Chiefs game. What is it, 2 years ago?
Well, they won one playoff game.
18,
they won one playoff game?
Half, come back to win.
All right, this wasn't supposed to be a hate on the Titans moment or a praise the Titans moment. It was just supposed to be Taylor Lewan. You let down your team. You let down your team.
Get that over. I'm talking.
Honestly, I'm hurt the most for you because I know you're in denial, but he hurt you the most.
Have we moved past, Mikey?
He's hurt you the most, and that's what I'm most mad about. And you just seem to be taking this. You're being abused. You're an abused fan right now, and he's just hurting you.
The first step is admitting denial.
I think it might just. I don't understand why he's doing this to you. He did everything he could for you. He had this great season, and now he's just going to say, "Hey, I guess I can't play in the toughest 4-game stretch of the season." Because I'm irresponsible and I don't test all my supplements before I take them. He should have learned how to be a scientist. He should have learned to test it. There's a lot on him, and he just needs to figure it out. Anyway, let's talk about the real story.
Yeah, yes.
There's a pretty good quarterback who you already went on. You went on podcast on Friday night, emergency podcast. I think it was the first ever emergency podcast.
I think so too. It was a solid rant. I had 2 minutes I was prepared for, and it went on for 10. I was
So,
proud of myself.
Andrew Luck, he's retired. Adam Schefter, he pushed the scenario forward. He's like, oh, man, we didn't want to tell everyone about this retirement. But then Schefty's like, oh, I'm announcing it right now during the game. I got to get all this. I got to get all this publicity. I got to get back on top. I'm tired of the Woj talk all summer. We're going to show the boys who the real reporter is. I'm the journalism of sports. I'm the best there is. And he did it again. He's back. Shefty's back.
Truly, though, truly, you can't even blame Shefty because this is too good to be true. Because there's one thing, and I know we don't mention other sports talkers and people like that, but I was watching Sports Talk, a sports talking head that may or may not be named Stephen A. Smith. And one thing I did enjoy, or one thing I did agree on that he said is, you look at like Barry Sanders, you look at Calvin Johnson, you look at people like that, they retire in May. That's when they retire. It's over. They say, okay, look, I'm not going through another training camp. It's in May. This is kind of the first retirement where it's like, dude, the season starts next week. It's like we don't even have a chance to, and I'm sure they were looking for Jacoby to be that game one starter, but still, it's like they didn't even get a chance. You know what I mean? It's just he's out, and it's like, okay, how do you deal with it?
Yeah, the timing was probably the most bizarre thing of this whole retirement. We're in week 3 of preseason, going into week 4. You're in the middle of a preseason game. Yeah, it is weird. He went through. I don't think he played. He didn't play any preseason games, did he?
No,
I'm assuming not, because he had that mystery injury. I don't know if they actually ever announced it now. But
well, they said strain. What I've heard, strained calf or ankle, something like that.
I'm sure there's a lot more issues still going on. There's a lot of plaguing injuries. I think it was weird timing. He did what he had to do. I respect it. It sucks that he had to go right in the middle of the season, right before the season, with all the expectations on the team and all that. I'm disappointed in the Colts fans. I am disappointed in the Colts fans.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this. But to be honest, I understand. But the only reason I understand is because everyone's been buying into that hype.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of, we kind of predicted things. Yeah, I had them. We were predicting things. I mean, I think the lowest amount of games I saw them winning from someone was 10.
Yeah, I thought it was between them and the Texans 12, to win the division.
Maybe 13. Now you look at it, a lot of people are saying they're still a good team and they still are loaded. A lot of people are saying 7 wins, 6 wins, 8 wins, maybe less. So no one has that. Right now, I would say, with the way the AFC South is, I say they're not even really a playoff team right now.
I feel like they're going to go around 500 into the trade deadline, and they'll find a quarterback, and he'll get them to about 9-7, and they're going to sneak into the wild card. That's my prediction. They're going to run behind that offensive line. That's what they did so well last year. Was that offensive line
is incredible.
You can run behind that all day. T.Y. Hilton can catch a pass from
anybody.
Anything,
well, here's the thing. So T.Y. Hilton is really like I think he benefits from having a good quarterback more than Julio, and more than OBJ, and more than these other top guys, because he's good at working in space, finding space.
Mm-hmm.
So he's good at when an elite quarterback can read pre-snap and be able to see what T.Y. Hilton can do with what the defense has given him. He's not really a one-on-one. He's not really, like, you don't throw him jump balls, really.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, I agree with that. He needs he needs a veteran guy.
Like Brock Osweiler can just throw a ball up to D-Hop, and D-Hop will go get it.
Yeah.
And Brock Osweiler will look good. Brock Osweiler can't just throw up a ball to T.Y. Hilton. He has to be able to anticipate, oh, look at this big gap. Hilton's going to be able to find it. I got to put it here. So that's what I think. I mean, T.Y. Hilton's incredible, and he cuts up the Titans secondary literally every single time we play him. He's a menace. But I think he does benefit from having a better quarterback more than these, top 10 receivers, which I would put him in, top 10 receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, after last year, I'd put him. We'll say top 10 for now because I'm not having put in a definitive list right there. But yeah, for sure, he was phenomenal last year. He was up there in receiving yards. I think he was top 5 in receiving yards.
Yeah, he was incredible.
He was phenomenal.
So great at
I was very
finding
excited to watch him play this year because I always thought T.Y. Hilton was a very overrated player. After last year, I completely changed my stance on him. He is one of the best receivers in the game.
Yeah.
This is a huge for Jacoby Brissett, though. He's got another. I think this is his last chance in the NFL quarterback. If he doesn't succeed if he doesn't find a way to succeed, I don't think he's getting another job. He'll be a backup for the rest of his career.
Yeah, regardless, he'll be a career backup. He's played under Tom Brady for a little bit. He's if Belichick thinks you're good, I mean, you look at it with Hoyer. Belichick thought Hoyer was good enough, and Hoyer was able to run around and be a bad starter, good backup for a while, and eventually has made his way back to New England. But I think if he doesn't do it, same kind of thing. He'll be a bad starter, good backup for a while, and then maybe he finds his way back to New England, or maybe he finds a solid backup spot where he can transition into something else.
This is by far the biggest moment of his career. He's going to start week 1. He doesn't have an agent currently. He's going into a contract year. He's got a contract year. Matt's phone's going off, or his computer. I don't know which. But
I completely forgot to change that. That's awkward. Sorry.
It was just, it completely ruined the whole podcast. But it's okay. The fans won't notice. They won't care. They'll be pissed, Matt. They're going to send me so many DMs. Anyway, this is huge for Brissett. This is his biggest year. He can make a lot of money this year. He could earn himself a contract. He could potentially, if he plays well enough, he can just get a pretty decent-sized contract to be the best backup quarterback in football. If not, maybe a small-time starter job, like a Miami Dolphins sort of type role, like this, a similar situation to what the Dolphins have this year, something like that. It's a huge deal for him. He needs to get an agent. I don't know why he doesn't have an agent currently. Get an agent.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, get an agent. And here's the thing. Andrew Luck was already on a crazy good team contract. And so the Colts already had the best cap situation in the NFL. So if Jacoby Brissett balls out with them, gets them to the playoff, and gives them a fighting chance, I mean, really, he could probably almost name their price, because you don't go away from a guy that can win you a Super Bowl maybe win the Super Bowl is too strong a word. You don't go away from a guy that can make you a good playoff team. And so they could overpay him, because they certainly have the cap space to, if he was able to, ball out and garner that type of. I think if he was able to ball out, he could be in a situation similar to Dak, saying, "Hey, this is what I want. We made the AFC Championship game. We've been in the playoffs. This is what I want." And it's kind of hard for them to be like, "No."
According to I think Jim Irsay, apparently Andrew Luck was going to get $500 million throughout his next 10 years of his career, the rest of his career. So I bet they have some money for Jacoby Brissett if he plays okay.
Exactly. They had Andrew Luck, I know, to 20-something a year, which really for a top 5 quarterback is the biggest steal in the world. And they had 30, I think it was like $32 million cap space starting the offseason on top of that. So they potentially have upwards of 40 a year just sitting there for a quarterback.
All right. Let me say this first about Andrew Luck. The most similar situation for his retirement, I couldn't think of a single Big Four sports moment, but I thought of one. Matt.
Yeah.
I believe it was 1997-98. The Attitude Era was running wild. Shawn Michaels was on fire.
Okay.
He went up to Vince McMahon in front of a live audience, captivated hundreds of thousands, millions of fans. And he went up to Vince and he talked to him in the ring. He said, "Vince, I'm hurt. I'm injured. And most importantly, I lost my smile." And that's what happened to Andrew Luck. He lost his smile. And just like Shawn Michaels, he's going to come back 3-4 years, better than ever, best shape of his life. Shawn Michaels, he found God, and he was just kicking ass from there on out. I don't think we're going to see Andrew Luck in an elimination chamber going toe-to-toe with Triple H per se.